Have you ever wondered why people are so afraid of change? I think about this a lot when I hear people talk about immigration, diversity, demographic change, or the idea that America is somehow becoming unrecognizable. And I understand why politicians are afraid or why they're concerned. Power is often a numbers game, and if more people have a voice, more communities are represented, if the country starts looking different than it did 50 years ago, then the people who have traditionally held power may have to share it. I understand that. What I don't understand is why some ordinary people, your average American, are so afraid. Because when I look at my life, the opposite has been true. The more diverse the room, the better the conversation. The more perspectives at the table, the better the ideas. And the more people included in the decision making process, the more likely we are to find solutions that work for everyone. Now, does it take longer? Absolutely. It's messier. People disagree. There are more voices, there are more viewpoints, but that's not a weakness. That's the work. The alternative is a room where everyone thinks the same, comes from the same background, has the same experiences, and sees the world the same way. And that might be faster, but it doesn't make us wiser. I think one of the reasons people fear diversity is because they assume someone else's gain means their loss. If immigrants succeed, somehow that means there's less for me. Or if another group gets a seat at the table, somehow my seat disappears. But life isn't always a pie with a fixed number of slices. Sometimes bringing more people to the table means we build a bigger table. And as we approach America's 250th anniversary, it's worth remembering that disagreement isn't new. The people who founded this country didn't all think alike. They came from different colonies, different religious traditions, different economic backgrounds, and had different visions for what America should become. They argued. They argued about government, about power, about the economy, about America's future. The Constitution wasn't written by people who agreed on everything. It was written by people who disagreed and still found a way. They still found a way to build something together. Maybe the problem isn't diversity. Maybe the problem is that we've forgotten how to live with it. As Jews, we have a tradition of preserving disagreements. The Talmud is full of arguments, and in many cases, our tradition even preserves minority opinions that didn't make it or didn't become Jewish law. Why? Because our sages understood that wisdom emerges from conversation. We don't erase voices, we learn from them. Maybe that's the challenge facing America right now. Not whether we're going to become diverse. We already are. The question is whether we can learn to see diversity as a strength rather than a threat. Whether we can stop asking, how do I protect what's mine? And start asking, what can we build together? Because from where I sit, the future isn't less diverse. The future is more diverse. The only real question is whether we're going to be afraid of that future or are we going to help create it?